Hello YouTube and welcome to a brand new and long awaited web tutorial. Yes. So, many of you are probably not under the impressions as I may think, because if you're a novice completely started fresh on web, you need to know some things. So, I'm going to say is, well, I should probably tell you what we're doing today. I'm going to show you how to upload your website to a live server and use it from any computer in the world. Yeah, fun stuff. And it's actually dead simple as well, so please don't get nervous. When I first started, I was nervous too. Literally type in probably 10 text boxes or copy and paste in, and you will go. Really. So, a lot of plain websites with no access to a server whatsoever, or have any fancy effects, will use the HTML part. Do you want to insert blah blah blah? No, go away. That's a thing I have not seen for a long time. But it's because I'm rendering a video at the same time. But yeah. So, if you want access to the server, you need to have some kind of server script. Now, there's two main ones and a third one which you can use. You can use Java. You know my other Java tutorials. I'm not going to show how to do that. You can use ASP, which I am potentially thinking about doing because I'm also studying that at the moment. And the final one is PHP. Now, PHP we will be using because PHP is an interesting language to know. And you'll see why I mean interesting when we start it. So, if any of your pages use the page need to access the server for any reason whatsoever, whether to display your login name, to load details or anything, you need to have a PHP one, else it won't work. And if you want any advanced effects, you need JavaScript, but that's only if it's a big advanced feature like an image scrolling application. Otherwise, you can stick with JavaScript in your top website, but don't worry about it. So if you see my website here, I've actually got PHP, 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 PHP. All mine are nearly PHPs because they all access the database on the server. So pretty much everything on here, every page except a couple like check login, save details and stuff like that, have your username stored at the top. See if I can show you on projects. Just because it's something you need to kind of understand, otherwise you'll not do it. So when it loads, you'll see here, there's my website. If you've not been on my website, danbrooks.t15.org, easy enough. But yeah, so all this fixes itself in play, but where it says PHP up here, right there, it actually shows your username, whatever you logged in with. Otherwise, it'll show, no, you can't do it. And it's just there, look. So, varname, echo, you are not logged in, it'll show that. Really simple, yeah? So, you need to pick what you want. If I were you, I'd use PHP for the majority of them. There's no really disadvantages to them at all. It just helps you more. Yeah? So, first thing we need to do is create something called a site. Now, I've got two sites at the moment. My site and my friend's site, because he's got a functionality. I'm reverse engineering his work to see how he's done it. Because two different people code differently. So, a site is basically this thing here. So, I've got a folder somewhere called Dreamweaver, then my name, Dan Brooks. And Dreamweaver, basically, if you create a site, links it all up for you. So that's enough explanation. We've done nothing for 3 minutes. I'm bored already. So we go site, new site. We're basically going to tell Dreamweaver where all our crap is. Yeah. So we're going to type YouTube. Right, remember, call it anything you want. Don't call it YouTube website you made it get done for copyright. Please don't call it YouTube website. But this has got nothing to do with your server, but still call it something appropriate. I've called mine Dan Brooks site because that's the name of the website. Dan Brooks, it's a site. So call it whatever you like. So if your name's is... go away. If your name's is Gordon Ramsay, call it Gordon Ramsay site. Easy. So I'm going to call it YouTube site because it's for YouTube. And we need a local site folder. And what it means by local in this term is it's on your computer. It's got to be on your computer, flash drive, hard drive. If it's on a server, well, you've really already got a website, haven't you? But yeah, so... in here, click the little button, and I'm going to put it in Dreamweaver because that's where I store all my websites. I'm going to click the new folder, and I'm going to call it YouTube. So if you're on a Mac, Linux, I don't know, phone, whatever you use, and then you're creating a site, just create a new folder somewhere in YouTube and select inside of it. So go inside the folder and click select. You can see we've set up our site here. Click advanced settings, and right here, default images folder, click the browse folder icon, and inside your YouTube folder, type images, and inside click select. That's just good practice. Like, you wouldn't put a image inside a folder called chocolate bars, because that's a bit weird. So just put inside images and click save. And you'll see, we now have it. Yeah! So, I'm going to click create new PHP or file new, and one of the menu PHP, and just click none. Create. Boom, we have PHP. Kind of. So in here, in title there, I'm going to name what I want our website to be named at the top. So I'm going to call this one home. So that's my home page, we all know it. So in here, I'm just going to type hello and welcome to my site. Easy, right? So we're not actually going to do any PHP connectivity yet. We're just going to set up the server, and I'm going to show you how to upload it so you can make changes to your website, then upload it. Really simple. So I'm going to go File, Save All, or Save As, Control-Shift-S or Control-S. And inside here, you can put what you want. Now, some people argue with what you should call it, and I'll show you why in a minute. But I'm going to put a new folder called Pages. Now, a lot of people don't. A lot of people just put it where it is. It solely depends on what you want to do. So Pages, in fact, I am going to do it there. Yeah, it makes the URL look neater. So here, I'm going to call it. Now this is where people argue. Some people say you should call it index with lowercase, but others say you should call it default. And then you get others who say call it home. Now personally, I've used index because the servers which we'll be using will automatically search for index. When you type in Dan Brooks or youtube.com, it'll automatically search for the index page and load that one up. If you don't understand, don't worry. Save it as a PHP document and click save. There, we've now got our site, so if we cross it off, we can just boot it back up. Boom. Easy. So we now need to upload this bit to the server. So there's a couple of servers you can use. This tutorial is going to get very long, but I'll try and rush through it. Now my old favourite used to be Awardspace, until I ran into issues. It's free, it gives you some good room, a database, and all that stuff. But here's the things, you can use any server you like, but make sure it says these things. You get more than 100 megabytes of space for free, or whatever price you're paying. So all these are due. You get one domain hosting, one MySQL database, PHP, and at least you get an email, right? So what you need is basically this space, over 100 megabyte, means you can store that much space. Now 250 megabyte is small, but you don't need a large website if you're using free hosting. You really don't. One domain means you claim the rights to type in whatever you want, so YouTube or Dan Brooks. You own the rights for that name. That's what that means. MySQL database, that's when you start the database, which we're not doing yet. And PHP, whichever version it says, means you must have a database. It means it can have your PHP website. If it doesn't say PHP, chances are it'll say ASP. So you have to find another tutorial. And if it says email, if you want email functionality, like if you can create an account and they forgot the password, or you can send emails, this has it, but it's poor at it. Another site you can use is t15.org. So, awardspace.com, links in the description, or t15.org. So you don't need them anymore. And you'll so come to Awardspace's layout. Really simple. So what we're going to do is go to, firstly, Domain Manager. And a domain is your website name. Click it. We don't want to create the website online, we want to host it. Hosting basically means you send them your website, and they go, right, it's on my server, anyone can access it. So, fill out all this stuff.